Well, there you are again. Charlie Greer podcast. I do this every day. Today, flipping guitars. So yesterday I talked about flipping cars. Please like, share, subscribe. If you want to support the channel, it's in the description for Zelle. And let's do this. So, flipping guitars. Again, like I said yesterday, I did flipping cars. I'm a car guy. I think they both represent freedom. In a car, in freedom, you go. There you go. A guitar, hey, you want to make friends? You want a girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever it is, a better job. People, shit. They think you're smarter if you play guitar. It's everything. It's like you're a wizard. Shit. That's just my personal thing. Guitars. Um, I got my first guitar probably when I was about 8, like some kind of shitty acoustic. Then around 10, I got like another shitty acoustic, but a little better, just a little. 'Cause I grew up around music. I'm from Tennessee, and there's pickers, banjos, and Well, I played the Jews harp, harmonica. I love music. I just remember I was a kid. I was probably I don't know, 3 or 4. I saw Kiss on TV, the band Kiss. Huh? What? That's what I want to be. And then I saw the Dolls. Maybe that next year, that same year, New York Dolls on like the Midnight Special or one of those shows they used to show. So my parents would be watching it. Of course, I'm up bugging them, me and my sister. But I saw Kiss. I was like, "What? See what?" I remember asking my parents, like, "Mommy, why I want to be like? Why isn't everybody like that?" Like, well, see, they're in a band and they're wearing makeup. Why can't I wear makeup? I was a kid. I didn't know. Crying. Why can't I be? That's what I wanted to do. That's it. And I had fake guitars. I would use a tennis racket to fake the guitar. I'd make cardboard guitars. Um, it to me, it's just you know, it's what I love. And so later on, so I was about 10 when I got a shitty guitar, and then I think I was like 11 or 12. I think I was 12, and I was staying with my dad in the summer, and he's like, "We're gonna go get you like a decent guitar." So we went to this. There wasn't any. I mean, we went to Nashville. It's like an hour away. No, we go to like wherever it was. And there's a Harmony Flying V on the wall, and I think I've told this story before. Harmony Flying V, a Flying V. What I didn't know, it was a left-handed. They didn't tell me. I didn't know. Want it. They sold it to us, and then I got a. What kind of amp did I get? Anyway, little shitty practice amp. And then I had to figure out. People were like, hey, that's a left-handed guitar, so I had to restring it. I played it upside down. I wish I had that Harmony Flying V. Yeah, it's like a walnut. Yeah, awesome. This big Bigsby, fake Bigsby on it, like a tremolo system. That was, of course, I broke the arm off of it immediately. By accident. Then I had a spring sticking up. And then you just keep on. And then after that, I got a. This was like an 8. Man, when I was like 13 or 14, I got like a Kramer, like a red sparkled Kramer, one pickup, one knob, Floyd Rose. And I was into Eddie Van Halen and Dokken and whatever was going on. So that was at my house. People were like, oh my God, those people would come. My friends who wanted to play guitar. I was teaching them, you got to Smoke on the Water and Iron Man and Crazy Train, all the good stuff. And I didn't even know back then I was flipping to just get better gear. I'll trade you this and then give you a couple bucks, or you give me this and I'll get whatever, and you want something better. I wanted a Les Paul. I wanted it all. I wanted a hollow body. My first like real guitar I bought myself was a hollow body, a Pinco. They sold them in the J.C. Penney company, but it was made in like Kalamazoo, Michigan. Basically, it was a Gibson. Awesome. But nobody was playing hollow bodies back then, and I thought that was cool. And the guy at the store's like, dude, man, you want to stick out, play this hollow body. Don't get a Marshall. Get this PV. This little micro PV will smoke them all. And he was right. I stuck out like, what the? Then when Guns N' Roses comes out, like Izzy Stradlin from Guns N' Roses playing Hollow Body, that's cool. No, the Charlie plays Hollow Body. So again, it's all about, in music, it's cool to nick from people. It's cool to take, not to physically steal, but like, see what? Make it your own. So speeding up through time, I just started, and then I always worked on my own guitar. I remember like, I can't afford whatever it is to go get it set up and this restrung. I got to learn how to do this. You're always breaking your E string, and it's like, or the G. But I got to learn you just learn how to, over years, decades, then you become pretty good at it. Like wire, the electronics. Yeah, see, I could do it. Now with YouTube, and they give you a schematic, and if you get new pickups. But I would just, you need that Allen wrench. If you're stick it in that truss rod. If you want to lower the action, pull it towards you. You want to go the other way. Don't pull it too much. You want to break that truss rod. The bridge is pretty easy, 2 screws. Or if it's a real, this you'll figure it out. It's easy. And people were like, because I like it pretty low, but the intonation's a little bit off. I don't care. But the intonation, hey, because I'm not like doing a lot of get. I'm like, rhythm singing. I can play a little lead blues, but I was a singer. I was a lead singer, and I went solo. I was playing guitar and sing. I always had a 3-piece. Matter of fact, you can go on YouTube, put in Charlie Greer. The song is Pity Now. Charlie Greer, Pity Now. That was the last video that I took off my last album, Turn Me On Dead Man. And you can hear my shitty 3-chord rock and roll. Because I wasn't, it's just all about, I was about 3-chord rock and roll, Motorhead. I love the Beatles, the Stones, Social Distortion, everybody. But I'm a rock and roller, man. I don't think I've ever bought a rap album. Maybe, perhaps. I think The Chronic. But, so getting to LA, was I flipped? Oh, in St. Louis, I flipped guitars. I sold a guy a 63 Melody Maker, the guy from Sunvolt. If you guys remember the band Sunvolt, I sold him a 63 Melody Maker that I had gold leaf myself. Because I was working at my family's antique store, and I had to learn all certain things about antiques and how to get scratches out. And we had pencils and all these crayons to cover it and whack that. And we had a gold leafing kit. My mom was like, "Hey, you should go leaf something, learn how to do that." My guitar, perhaps I should, do it. Awesome. I couldn't believe it. Like, my God, I did this. And I sold it I shouldn't have sold it, man. Those old early 60s Melody Makers. That's what Joan Jett plays, the Melody Maker. They're cool. They're light. They rock. But yeah, I think his name was Jay from Sunvolt. And then I would sell, like, I had like pedals and all this stuff. And the Verb pipe, I sold them my Mesa Boogie preamp. And then like a week later, saw it on David Letterman when they played on David Letterman. Yeah, the Verb pipe. So I'm selling, always flipping, selling. Got to LA, it got real. It got serious. I was like, man, I'll just start, I don't want to work some job. I want to be going and getting like cheap tacos and going to the coffee shop every day and just meeting people. And how do you do that without a job? You got to figure something out. So I sell guitars. I'll flip guitars. And that's what I did. And there's a few companies. So say if you want a cheap guitar, like, how do I get a cheap guitar? There's a couple. My favorite is Rondo Music, rondomusic.com. Get one of those cheap guitars. My favorite of their cheap guitars, it's the Telecaster copies of the 491. Just get it. You'll have to set it up, of course. The action will be high. You'll figure it out. If you want to spend a little bit extra money, their Les Pauls are amazing. Any of those. Their Jazzmaster copy, all of them. Right now they got cheap 491. Just buy it. And we're talking like $100. You have to pay like some shipping or whatever. But 200, hey, whatever. So that's what I used to, because I buy them. I bought like 10 at a time and mod them and do different things. And and I would just like, I'd only sell for like $250, $275, sometimes $300 if I had to put like another pickup in it. But that's what I like to do. And so rondomusic.com. Another one is Guitar Fetish, guitarfetish.com. They have great guitars. Their line of slick guitars, Earl Slick, who was a guitarist of like John Lennon, David Bowie. Don't think, just do. Go get one of their guitars. They're awesome. And also you can build a guitar there. They have, scraps and bodies and necks and tuners and pickups and just slap one together, something unique. I've done that so many times. I can't tell you. And then Guitars Garden. Guitars plural with an S, garden. Guitarsgarden.com. You want a cheap Les Paul for about $200. Awesome. Flying V's, SG copies. Don't think, just do. They're amazing. Again, you're going to have to set it up. Never went wrong with these three companies. I was shocked the last Les Paul that I got from Guitars Garden. My God. This thing is, I think I got it for like, delivered to my door for like $200. What in the world? This rock and roll, man. Matter of fact, the only reason I sold it, somebody was like, man, I'll give you $400 right now for it. Here you go. I'll go buy two more. So that's what I would do. I'm mostly a Les Paul Telecaster dude. Mostly a Les Paul. I like juniors, Les Paul, Flying V. I like Flying V's too. Matter of fact, I like it all. But on stage, I played mostly like Les Pauls, juniors. I'm always doing something to my guitar. The nut at the end of the neck, knock that off, put another one in, shave it, whatever you got to do. Lower the bridge. Again, I like my action a little low. Not too low, but I don't want to be fighting a guitar. I'm singing too. When I was playing, I was singing. So what I would do to flip guitars, I'd get on Craigslist. I'd find something people don't, whatever. If I made like 50 to 100 on a guitar, that was fine. Because I wanted to do it a lot, I wouldn't, sitting on a guitar, I mean, this one time I got this custom shop Gibson, whatever. And man, I had to sit on that thing forever before I sold it. And then I had to lower the price. No, just flip, flip, flip. If you're sitting at home and you make like, you could, again, it's the, like 50, 75, 100 and just do that. So say if you've got like 3 or 4 guitars, sell them all one day. Hey, and then you got more money and then, and then you're on your way. My apartment used to look like Guitar Center. I am not shitting you. I could barely move. Guitars falling. Ding. Hey, awesome. A paradise to me. That's just me. And I'm just kind of a go-getter. When I lived in Pasadena, there was a Guitar Center. And I would go through their garbage because they were throwing away some really good stuff. One time I went up there, and I've told this story, but I lifted it up. There's a guitar from the nice 80s, had an original DiMarzio in it. Kind of a hairband guitar. They called it the Star or some kind of Explorer. It was like between an Explorer and a Star. It was heavy, nice. Of course, everything needed to be like tightened up. The input jack, I had to, the electronics. I don't know. I didn't think I had I used a lighter to solder. I didn't have any solder, but I did it. I had like a toothpick and a lighter, and that thing was amazing. Those old DiMarzios pickups, the cream from the 80s, my God. Should have pulled that out, but anyway. So I had that. And I was teaching vocal lessons, and this guy, cool dude, was like, taking lessons from me, and he wasn't even a musician. He just wanted to, command his voice. So he saw the guitar. What's that? I was like, oh, it's this, I'll buy it. And he wanted an amp. I had a little like practice amp. What did I give him? I think like a Fender, like a little Fender. But it's one of those Fenders that had like effects and whatever. I give $500 for that guitar and amp. Okay, so bam. I mean, I got it free, And that amp I'd gotten free. A lot of times when you're sweet, people will throw stuff in. So I didn't have any money in this. So it's like $500. Couple months later, knock on my door. He's like, look, I'm quitting to play guitar. Here's the guitar and amp back. And I'm like, what do you mean, man? No, you can just have it. You've done a lot for me. And it's Okay. Again, I should have took that pickup out. Didn't. Sold it again for five. Made like $1,000 off of. One day they were throwing away pedals, so many pedals and cords and stuff. I pulled up my time. I had a 300 series Mercedes. Pulled it up to the guard and was just throwing stuff at the trunk, the back seat, the back. I mean, it was so much. Then I had to lay it out. I had a patio, laid it out, took pictures, put it on Craigslist. $2,000, boom. You know, but then they started locking the garbage. You're locking the garbage. Again, it isn't garbage. It's a guitar store. So there isn't like, chili dog wrappers and it's just, but Rondo music, I would get the there were these like Telecaster deluxe copies. And that's with the 2 pickups, 2 volume, 2 tone controls, the toggle switches on the top. I'd get the white with the black pick guard. Man, I've modded and sold. I buy them 10 at a time. Right now, I like to have a Telecaster out. Like a lot of my guitars are in cases, put away. But I have this one Telecaster, Rondo Music, the SX brand of the Telecaster. This is more of it's like Sparkle Rev, the black pick guard. It's got a humbucker in the neck position and a Telecaster, and it had to do it all. Okay. I got that for what I did is I bought 3 of those. They had like after Thanksgiving, I had 3 of those for like $100 a piece. Paid the shipping, mod them a little bit, flipped the 2. I sold 2, made all my money back plus money, and I got a free guitar. And that's been about. And I keep that. Anybody who comes over wants to play. Hey, let's play because I have an amp out. I don't want to bust out some of my. So I just. And tellies are easy to play. If you're flipping guitar selling Telecaster, I don't know why this is. Telecaster people are like the most ornery. I don't know why that is. Les Paul people are the coolest. Go figure. You want both. I mean, and some Telecasters can do it all. Like again, the 2 humbucker, the 491. Again, if you want a good, go get one of those Rondo Music. I think they're called a Hadean. They have a Hadean brand because they have like SX, all these different brands. The Hadean 491, tinted maple necks. Some have maple caps. Just buy one, especially for like $99. I make sure it's got the tinted neck, the 491 series. I don't like the ones that aren't the lacquered one. You want to get a lacquered neck. For some reason, the ones that aren't again, it's hit and miss. I mean, they're not bad, but the ones that are lacquered, the Hadean, they're shockingly good. It's just like, what in the what wizardry did these? Again, people don't like guitars. Now everybody's into their phone and computers, and I gotta, whatever it is. Guitars are freedom. Guitars are, I mean, what basically built the music industry wasn't a keyboard, man. It was a guitar. They're fun. You think, I've never played guitar. I'll never. Yes, you will. You'll learn. If you're just starting out, learn to tune in standard, 440E, and then take the top E string, tune it to a D. You're in D. Now you can one finger it. That's what all these rock bands do now, like heavy metal. They're just in drop D. They're just da da da. They're not grabbing proper chords. These are rock stars we're talking about. So just learn to just get a tuner. Now they have these really nice for nothing. Clip it on there. There you go. Do one string wonder. Or you could be a bass guitar. That's a bass guitar is 4 strings. It's the first 4 strings of guitar. You're noting it out. Bump, a bump, a bump, a bump. They have dots on the neck. And, just in layman's terms, just stay within those dots. Don't go, you'll figure it out. And now on YouTube, you could sit there in a day. You could probably be Eddie Van Halen. I mean, there's kids. Oh, shit. But it's strange when you're flipping guitars. Like I had a Rondo Music, like Jazz Master copy. It was white. I loved it, but I bought it to flip. Again, I was shocked at because I'm not a Jazz Master person, but I was shocked at how good it was and how much I like to play it. That's another thing. You'll connect with the guitar. I don't know what it is. It's just like my baby. Some you don't. Some of them, it might be a cheap guitar you connect with. It might be an expensive guitar. Then there's some I've spent tons of money on a guitar. Like, what is this thing? Yeah, I don't want it. It is just, I don't know. I like fatter necks. On my Telecasters, I want a little chunk, not too much. I'm not into like flat, thin. No. My hand, look at my hand. No, I can't do it. That's just me. If you have smaller hands, you might want that. So I bought this Jazzmaster, or got it in a trade because I can't keep up. I was trading this and that and the other. So I got but I sold it. I had it. I was like, man, when I sold it, I knew it was like, oh, bro, I got to get another one of those. Maybe a year later, I saw it on Craigslist again. That's my old guitar. How did I know? Because it had my mods. I know what I've done. That's it. Call him or email him. Turns out I know this dude. He's friends with Doug Digit. The Digits are one of my favorite bands from the Champaign era, Champaign, Illinois. Hey, Charlie, huh? What? How did you end up with that? Well, I got it for so a guy I sold it to another good, and he ended up with it. And then what did I do? I traded him. I didn't buy it. I traded him like an acoustic, I think. And there you go again. I got it. But the dude didn't. When I got he goes, it's fine. When I got home, there was electronic problems. I said, dude, you should have told me. But whatever, fixed it. And what happened to that? By then I had other guitars I was connected with, and quite honestly, it wasn't as, I'd already connected with other guitars. So, I liked it, but it was a student or somebody I was teaching. What's that guitar? Oh yeah, I'll give you fine. That's how I am. Because at the moment I was, I've had like custom made guitars for me, like my specs, like from wood, just some luthier who's just, in California, man, just I can make you. Yeah. So that's what right now when I have one out, I don't care that it's scratched, if it falls or whatever, is this SX Telecaster from Rondo Music. But I can't tell you how many people in LA are not only own my guitars, gigging with my guitar. Shit. I'd set them up. Come here. I'd give them a setup. Just after string. You know how many guitars I've strung up? Infinite. It's an infinite number. I don't even know how many Les Pauls I've had. Shit. Telecast, I can't keep up. And then I would sell stuff that I didn't like. It's not like a lot of times when and I know people like that. No, no, I don't care what it is. I've sold keyboards too. And I've got nothing about wrong with the keyboard. I left behind keyboards. How many keyboards did I leave behind? Because I didn't have a room. I kind of just took off from LA. I left behind how many? 2 half stacks. I can't even tell you how many, but all this was free though, because you see, when you're wheeling and dealing, my living room, and you just start accumulating. So say if a guy, you want money for a guitar, and they're like, well, I'll give you this plus this, or I'll throw in that, and that. See, I would do that. So you end up with stuff like, damn, I got a cheap half stack, like 150 watt. It was just, you could gig with it. I left behind a bunch of stuff because I couldn't fit it. I was trying to flip my Mercedes and get like a van or SUV or something, just like fit all my stuff, and I just couldn't. And it was tough. Like, oh, I'm leaving that stuff. Hey, but I didn't have any money in it. But yeah, I can't tell you how many people have my guitars. A lot. Shit. Or I've like, not necessarily. Again, I wouldn't change out pickups and tone pots and volume pots. I don't like soldering irons and solder and no. But as far as like restringing it, setting up the action, the intonation, like that, man, what do you want? What do you need? I'll do it. And of course, that's how you're selling a guitar. When you get a guitar, say the action's high or the intonation's up. If it plays like butter, You're like, oh my God, what happened? It's sold. You sold it. I can't. There's no action where I'm at now around where I'm at. In fact, I'm trying to sell some guitars, and this is the other night. A guy offered to trade me one of my guitars for this other guitar, and I was like, oh man, I mean, and it's actually a trade. It's better. I'm getting a better deal, but I'm kind of. I don't know. I was like, man, do I want this? No. So thank you if you're out there, but yeah, if guitars are freedom. Something about the vibration of the, oh my good, this, there's I mean, again, unless they put you in like a padded cell or you're in jet, they can't take that away from you. You're in a bad mood, start playing your guitar. You'll be amazed at how just, what was I thinking about? You just kind of changes your mood, your attitude. I've always had a guitar, played guitars. Me and my girlfriend sit around. I got a guitar. I wouldn't even plug it in. I would just, if I'm watching a movie, even I just had it on me. It's like my third arm or something. And for years, for a good like 6 years, I didn't have a job. I taught singing lessons, vocal lessons, and flipped guitars. And from that, and cars, but from guitars, I've been able to buy whatever I wanted, had money in the bank, and doing what I love. I love guitars. I love selling guitars. Again, I don't like to go into a lot of guitar stores. These people don't. They really don't. They might as well be selling a washing machine. They don't know about. So, and you can get good deals in guitar shop. I would say scour the internet or Craigslist or wherever you're at. Rondo Music, Guitar Fetish, Guitar's Garden. Check those out. And some people just, I've had friends, they're like, oh, I'd never sell a piece of gear. I get that too. There's certain things I haven't. I've had the same guitar strap for damn near 30 years. One of them. It's my Hank Williams strap. Like, I ain't getting rid of that. It's kind of gaudy. It's like green latex, something weirdo. But hey, I like it. And I've had it forever. I bought it on Melrose in California. One of the first things that I bought. And I've also getting in bands like, hey, we need a bass player, backup singer. Well, I'm a singer, guitar. I like the band. That's what I did with LaMotta. I went, took a guitar in the Guitar Center on Sunset, got a bass, and next, boom, 7 days later, we're like gigging. Guitars will change your life. Guitars, that's why I think that there's not that much guitar going on in music now. There is, but there isn't like guitar based. For some reason, the industry isn't really promoting real musicians, I should say, or bands that actually play. That sucks. And they're kind of biting the hand that feeds them, because guitar, dude, the guitar laid the fucking highway for everything that's going on right now. All these samples and this, that, no. You got to, again, if you want a friend, even a guitar is one of the best friends you're ever going to have. It's always there for you. And also, if you don't like, you can flip it, you can sell it, trade it for something else. I've traded guitars for just about everything you can think of. Like, hey, I need that. I'll trade you computers. When I needed a new laptop, I broke my laptop, whatever, put an ad out. Hey, I'll trade this guitar for a laptop. Bam, there you go. And if you want to feed, it's like an addiction. It's like an obsession with your guitar. So to feed that, and you want to go through, like, I'm into SGs, I'm into Melody Makers, I'm into Telecasters, I'm into Stratocasters, I'm into Les Paul. To go through Apollo bodies, you just trade up, trade, sell, whatever. And I get that. I've been through that. Don't worry about it. Just do it. A new guitar, especially if you want to, like, some guitars are that I used to write. Then there's some guitars that I like to play live with. Pardon me, I'm not well, but it's strange. There might be a shitty old guitar that you had for it just sitting in the corner, and that's the one you write your tunes on. It could be, you could be like a rock and roll electric, and you write on the acoustic. then you just kind of like, make it electric, change it a bit. It's strange. Everybody has their own thing. Some people are bass players. Some people are guitar players. Some people are rhythm guitar players. Some people are lead players. There's guys that demand is tight rhythm, but they don't do that much lead. Then there's guys that like are just lead shredders that the rhythm is kind of, Then there's guys that do it all. But yeah, I'd recommend, if you want to go down that road of playing guitar, you'll find, because there's people like, well, I'm a Les Paul guy, I'm a Telecaster guy, I'm a Stratocaster guy. How do you find out what you are? Is go into guitar, figure it out, or flip your guitar, sell them, find the one you want. Flipping guitars is fun. Dude, there's nothing better than like making money off it's like, dude, I just made hundreds of dollars, didn't leave the house basically. I met the guy down outside outside the house. Hundreds of dollars. Now I'm going to go to the Chinese restaurant and get some beers and, think about my other guitar I'm going to flip. I did that for years. When people were complaining about their job, and oh my God. If I get to the point where I ever have enough extra money to like open like a little store, it'll be a guitar store. I don't even care. As long as I make enough money to keep it open, that's what I like to do. I'd recommend playing guitar. If you're out there and you've never played guitar, you don't think you can. You can. Don't doubt yourself. Go get one. Does your parents have a friend, somebody? I got this old guitar. Get it. And have fun with it, man. And you'll learn. Like, I can't even tune this. I don't know. You will. It'll happen. It's a lot of fun. It will make you, I don't even know how this is. It'll make, I hate to say smarter, more charming. I know that it does. It does things. Don't doubt the guitar. But I do this every day. I rant like a madman about everything. Again, if you want to support the channel, like, share, subscribe. And there's information in the description for Zelle. Because I want to be doing more of this. I want to be out and about. So again, my YouTube channel is not that popular, but you never know. Look, again, I'll be here tomorrow. I love y'all. Be blessed. Cheers.